Okay. Give me a clap.
What's your name and everything?
All right.
I need to hear that.
Okay. When you're ready, first question.
My name is DJ Mike Freeze. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, East Side, 131st area. Documentary of hip hop from Cleveland, how I got started, who's responsible, people I ran through in my life, people I met, how I got started off with it, to bring you an understanding of me, myself, as a youth. I got the music buzz when I heard Sugar Hill Gang in 1979. My cousin kind of tricked me in saying that he's the one that wrote it. And they was playing a little cassette. They had it way back then. So I was like, can I be in y'all crew? And then I found out later he lied to me, and it was a group called the Sugar Hill Gang out of New Jersey, not out of Cleveland. So those days, I wanted to be a rapper. You know, I started off rapping. I got an opportunity, a DJ opportunity. I ain't really wanted it, but I took the opportunity. I used to spin at the boys club when I was like 14, 15, on 131st, like every Friday. People used to come up there, you know. I was playing Genius Love and them and all that music back then. And so I ended up buying some turntables, a mixer. I bought the mixer first from Radio Shack. Then I was looking for turntables. I tried to see the prices because, you know, for the best stuff back then with the little job I had, I wanted some music. So I would say that's back in 1980. I bought some turntables, and I had these ones I got from Discount Drug Mart. It was down on Prospect. Everybody know that spot where you used to go there buy them big giant boom boxes, crazy, where you got to put like 36 batteries in it because it got all these crazy lights and full cassette players. That back then, cassette players were in because people recorded club style shows. They wanted to have their big boom box with the little cassettes on it so they can reverse it and they can record two at a time, you know, and they be selling them tapes. So anybody got any club style tapes, y'all need to get in contact with me. I will show you my information on how to do that. But yeah, so yeah, that's how it went down. Just basically, it was DJing at the boys club, bought some equipment, you know, practiced a little bit because Osborne was up like at the boys club because I was scratching. He thought I was gonna break his needle. You know, I had problems with my parents. You know, I broke a needle on the record player. My fault. I'm a kid. You know. And when I heard this scratching thing when I went to camp, I actually went to camp, and I met Chill in like 2000 and no, I don't know 2000. It was 1982. I ain't gonna make you that old, Chill.
He is that old. That's OG.
But I ain't gonna make him that old, man. I mean, I was young when I met Chill. Chill, like, I don't know, but all right, I'm still something with Chill. I met him. I had to go to camp. I went to camp, summer job program. I met Chill at camp. I was supposed to be in a different group. That was my rapping stages when I wanted to rap, and you know, I was still DJing. But when I went to camp, I met Chill. He put me in a group. We used to win cheers in the morning. I exercise. We get out a little stuff, but it was fun. We got paid for do that. We went to classes, little seminars, you know. And then we had parties. Parties that came down there was like Cochise. We had entertainment. You know, you'd be DJing and stuff. And I heard all this like scratching stuff. You know, so when I heard that, I already had some little equipment. I wanted to, you know, get on this level, and then club style popped up, and they was on it. I mean, that battle, which was really it's like that big shot. Chill. I mean, Coach Cheese, I'm gonna let you tell me what year that battle is. I'm not gonna mess the year up on it because I don't, don't quote me on it. But that battle with him and Johnny O, and they had that battle, and he got the trophy, the plaque, and I was like, this guy went to camp with me, man. I gotta find some way to meet this guy, and I was one day I was kicking it up at Wood Hill Park. He was up there. He knew I was a rapper from camp, whatever, and I mean, he showed love. We exchanged numbers, got in contact. He actually took me out to meet Dean Rufus. He was doing club style, getting a club style show. Dean took me in the back, asked me if I know how to work the board, because with club style, they had these big knobs. One turntable on this side of the room, the other turntable on this side of the room, but the board in the middle. So if you're gonna be spinning, you gotta do all this with the knobs, turn over here and scratch and do. I mean, it was crazy. But they had these mean tables, had this big wooden arm on it with the high pitch. You can go pitch from 99 to 99 both ways plus, because Bub McFarland, you should have stuff going fast, man. I'm sorry, man. Don't get mad at me, but
That's
yeah,
okay.
but
Let me check this real quick.
Okay.
before we go in there.
Yeah, I never been.
But I always have me like
Many times. And do that.
Okay.
Tell where it was at.
Stand by in 5, 4, 3, 2.
all right, yeah, we used to go to boys club, but basically when I met Chill and Coach Cheese took me out to the radio station in Newburgh. I couldn't remember to go out there because I had directions. When I did go back out there, I took Antoine and he showed me how to go out there. But when I got the club style on show, I was 16. Dean gave me an opportunity to showcase because I had been calling him, bugging him. Hey, listen to this. I know how to work the equipment in here, the studio, the knobs and everything. And by me going on club style, I gave other people opportunities, other DJs to come on, to get shows. Me and Spoonie T came down there with me because I used to take a lot of people down with me. Johnny C, who was my partner in crime right now doing the business thing. And let me see, Kid Fresh, DJ Hi-Fi, let me see, Calvin Montgomery, DJ Bean, Ty Weaver. I ain't forget you. And I remember that story you always said when you and Al went down there, you was talking all that crap to me like, I want to go to club style, man. I'm a DJ. I can spin. And you froze when I gave you opportunity. Then swipe one record, you couldn't do it. And Al threw down. And you remember, you said it. You text me this every time, so I'm just speaking the truth that came out of your mouth. Yeah, and we had different crews out down there. Started off with CSJ, which original was me, Hi-Fi, Stan Moore.
J stand for?
CSJ stand for Cleveland Street Jocks. Before I got on club style, there was no street jocks on there. You had to be in the club. You had to be of age to be DJing in the club. But yeah, they had club style and street jocks. We got on there, and with a lot of street jocks that came through there, it was like Centipede. They had their little crew. And but see, me and Centipede, we go way back from back in the day with Gary Thomas. We used to always throw parties on 116th. Gary had two sides to the basement. We be battling Centipede and them on one side, we on the other side DJing. See who party gonna be the hypest. And Yeah, me and Centipede go way back, and I've been in this DJ music. I produce some stuff, but I basically kept music in my heart because that's basically what I love. It's my heartbeat. So you may not hear me quietly, but sometime when I want to be heard, I will speak up. I will come out some kind of way. Back then, it was like word of mouth. You throw a party somewhere, you put a flyer out. Now you got social media. All you got to do is go live and say, hey, I'm going to be over here. I'm going to party over here. Bring your ass over here. So, but back then, it was word of mouth, passing out flyers. That's a lot of people that threw parties, and a lot of people didn't come because they couldn't do it. Now, you can just tell two people that your word get out, but that's how things are diverse and change from the age I have then,
Name some of the spots they used to jump back in the
Oh,
day in Cleveland.
you had, I used to love Vales, the original Vales on 105. When they had the night flight, you had to get your little car to get in there. I was young getting in there, but I was getting in there, And you had RDs. You had, the Cotton Club on 131st. You had the old original Lynn Ross when George bought it when they had the Giant Tigers. If anybody remember Giant Tigers on Miles, the plush, that was the spot. That was a good spot. But they, that, and the Host House.
Oh man, I walked there on the highway.
Man, I went to a party one night up there. I didn't even know how I was going to get home. I just wanted to know I was going to that party up there. Because everybody was going to be at that party. I think Johnny O was DJing up there. And some kind of way I ran into somebody I knew that I got a ride home. But, let me see. You had...
Host House. He pretty epic.
Psychotic Night?
No,
it was... He was a radio DJ. Was it Freddie James? Freddie James just threw a lot of stuff out at the Host House too.
Yeah, I know his name. My fault. I ain't mean to stop you. That was a good roll.
And most people didn't know when WDMT, when I was in my rapping days in between the transversion of DJing, WDMT had a video magazine. I wish I could find footage for that. I was on there rapping. Lynn Tolliver, what's his name? Lynn Cannon invited me on there when he was hosting. I was on there rapping. He wanted me to do a school rap. Hi-Fi went out there with me, but he ain't want to rap nothing, so he couldn't rap. But I did a little rhyme. It was about school stand. I couldn't remember it, so don't even quote me. Ask me. If anybody find that footage, Lynn Cannon, if you got some of that footage, send it to me. For this Cleveland documentary.
Is Lynn Tolliver still around?
Yes, we will have him too.
Good. Maybe he'll have some of the footage he's talking about.
Right. I'm hoping he has a lot.
And tell me why a Cleveland hip hop documentary is needed. Why does anybody?
Well, Cleveland hip hop documentary. Most people think hip hop started in New York, which is true. But basically, hip hop is hip hop. Wouldn't be hip hop if Cleveland ain't put their stamp on it.
Okay. Hip hop wouldn't be hip hop if Cleveland.
Because New York DJs basically, what they was known for is scratching. They can scratch it, but and do all this stuff behind the ears, behind the neck. But Cleveland, we put it on them. You can still scratch, but you got to bring the next record in. What you gonna do? You just gonna stop that record and pull another record on? You gotta have something that'll go with that record. So when Coach East run this, play this record, you got let me remember how I used to do it. He used to do the SOS band. You had a SOS band jumping with a cutie pie, some stuff like that, man.
I remember he had this.
And all type of stuff, man. And I used to like that, man. Entertain of music. Music itself, as you can take one genre of music and mix it with another genre of music and come together with another genre of music. Because most people don't know that. Music is on a beat. It's beats per minute. That's basically a music. It's how fast you sing it, how slow you say it, how you slow the beat down. It all means one thing. Music is international. Any music can mix with anything, and that's how I've been doing. I'm gonna have a club style show coming up November 12th. I'm gonna put all that in there. I'm gonna mix Southern soul with hip hop and R&B and everything, rap. I'm gonna bring new stuff, old stuff, whatever I'm feeling that day. I'm gonna bring it. And Cleveland hip hop is the main reason hip hop blowed up. Because DJs all over the world emulated what Cleveland DJs was doing. Some of them, like New York DJs right now, is not one New York DJ said they would challenge a Cleveland DJ in a scratch battle or a mix battle. Scratch battle, they might win. Mix battle, where you mixing stuff and you gotta be on the point. It's how many records can you mix within 5 minutes or one beat. They couldn't do it. So Cleveland is kind of transformed because you hear our music in Atlanta, you hear our music everywhere. And it's just basically music is universal, but Cleveland is always, wherever music come from, it's always going to be a Cleveland stamp on it, some kind of way. We may not made the music, but when our DJs get a hold of it, or our city get a hold of it, or our rappers get a hold of that beat, if they like your beat, we going to jack your beat. We going to put our flavor on it. We're going to put the Cleveland flavor on it. That's what I do with that Southern Soul. My brother Cuddy Cut sent me some Southern Soul overnight. And the next day I had made, 2 mixed CDs of the Southern Soul? Because I like it. I like the stories. So that's why I'm diverse. So what I do, I can mix any kind of genre of music. And right now, Southern Soul, because I'm getting old. You see, y'all see that's gray right here? So you already know my age, my story, and
example, what Southern Soul? Give us like a couple Southern Soul artists or songs.
Southern Soul artists. You go with Magic One. He's my favorite with the high heels and jeans.
Okay.
And you got Echoes. You got Tucker, and you got the main one everybody probably know is Pokey Bear. He the big one. And you got Cadillac Man. You know, he the one that made the song with the Blue Viagra. I'm going to keep the blue pills in my hand. I'm the Viagra Man. Yeah, man, there's some stuff on the internet. Y'all got to check this Southern Soul, man. It's kind of, when my dude was introducing to it, he was like, it's going to take over. And I did something totally different out of my norm to play this. And when I did it, I formatted to put it on Mixcloud. So when Mixcloud is free. And I charted off Southern Soul.
Really?
Because, they do Mixcloud, like the top hundreds or whatever. And I was like, the first time I charted at 50. And I was like, 50? So I looked on the list to see how the thing, I'm like, oh, I'm in the middle. It's 100 people on here. And I charted again with like 34. All in it. They do every week, they do different mixes. They random pick from different countries, but I kind of took hold to it. So I mean, it's hot. It's just like something totally different. If you're getting tired of rap, you know what I mean. Some people, might want to general out, don't want to hear rap, want to hear some grown folk music. Something, you can go juke joint, you can drink beer, and tell stories too.
All right. Recount your first.
When you got your first tables.
When I got my first table, I was 15. I bought the mixer first from Radio Shack. When I bought the mixer from Radio Shack, I think that it was $69. It took me I had to work this crazy job, man, for 2 weeks just to get, I think my check back then, it was cheap then, work, they didn't pay that much.
Right.
Hey,
What year was this?
I want to say about 80. So you had to buy it, and you get a check, and the mixer, $69, your check like $106, and you look at buying the mixer, and you gonna see, oh, my pocket's gonna be empty. I gotta go another 2 weeks before I get something. So
Where you get it?
Well, I bought it from Radio Shack, the mixer.
For sure.
But the turntables, I was looking at the thing. I'm like, okay, if I get one turntable, I'll be all right. So I was going different places, see what the prices. Some was out the budget because I had the little job to do. So I bought. I'll say the first set of turntables, I paid me what $45 a piece for them. So I had a mixer, realistic mixers, old turntables. I upgraded ever since from then. But when I first started off, I had the one. I don't even think they was belt drive, because we used to take a record and put under it and cut out a cardboard so it could slide. And the only thing, if the needle jumped, we would put a nickel on there, and sometimes if it jumped and it keep jumping, we'd super glue the nickel on there so it be the weight. Yeah, so we won't break the needles, So, but yeah, that's how we started off. When I heard all that scratching, man, and when I seen the elements of music, it's something. And music just, man, relaxes me. If I'm in a weird place or I'm mad or something, if I listen to some music, man, it would diffuse me. It relaxes me. Music is my soul. So I've dedicated to music for life. So if this is the last thing I say, music, I love it. And that's all I'm gonna say. Cleveland Hip Hop documentary. Get a hold of it. Google it. Find out what we gonna be. You gotta get a piece of it. It's history. This is groundbreaking. You gotta see this. Ain't no other city will tell the story how we started this. We didn't want to put the stank on the stank. Howdy.
Hey, you got some great shit in here, man. Man, that man.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Word. My name is Andre White. I go by the name of DJ Dre Day. Back in the day, I went by the name of MC Dre. Actually, you know what I'm saying? I was with one of my partners, man. His name is Trav. We started a DJ crew. Our name was the Twins of Spin. What inspired me to get started was I went to a concert. It was the Sugar Hill Gang, Crash Crew, Grandmaster Flash, and the West Street Mob. And up to that point, I had been used to seeing bands at the front row, man, Cameo and Lakeside, and bands with keyboards and guitars and singing on the stage, man, until I seen Grandmaster Flash on the stage rocking the whole concert, man, with turntables. And that's what made me want to do it. And me and my partner, man, we partnered up. It was the Twins of Spin, and we would do parties, man. We actually used to do parties out of town, man.
What year was this?
81. And that was my first rap concert I ever went to, man. And I actually I could have probably got in trouble because I had a little tape recorder, man, in my John Wayne shirt. and I recorded it, man. It was crazy because I knew the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I was talking to Master G, man, from the Sugar Hill Gang, man. We talked about that, and he remembered that, man, because the dude from the Crash Crew had spelled Ohio wrong, man. He had the crowd saying, say O-H-I-E. It was funny, man. Yeah, so, doing the DJ thing, man, I was influenced by Grandmaster Flash, man, and one of my major influences was Jam Master Jay. Jay was a major influence on me, man. Run DMC, I was like a big, huge fan of Run DMC. So I was doing that, I say around about 86. I kind of cooled back a little bit, and I was going a different route, man. I ran and I met my dude, Gerald Robinson, a.k.a. EQ. EQ, man, and became real cool with him. Like I said, man, when I first met EQ, man, was down his basement. He had a turntable, one turntable, and he commenced the building from that one turntable.
Where was it at?
On 117th and Buckeye.
Yes, sir.
117th and Buckeye, which I stayed not too far from there on Continental off 116th. I hopped and skip. It was cold enough you could spit it, roll down the street like a marble. Closer than a razor shave, you know what I'm saying? So got to know him, man, and he started building his studio, and I was really, really intrigued by learning all of the equipment that he had down in the studio. And from there, man, I was a drummer. I was always into music. I was a drummer, man. I grew up a drummer, playing drums since like 4th grade. And I used to have my drums over there, man. He would record, live drums. I would play the drums over there. I used to be over there cutting hair. I was soaking up a lot of knowledge, man, because I met a lot of, right now, they're iconic figures from Cleveland, man. I met some of everybody I met my man J. Cool down there, man. I remember when he got his record deal back then. That was huge. Huge. Johnny O. I met Johnny O down there. I met Scratch Master. Yeah, all of them, man. All of those guys, man. I met Johnny O, the Sorcerer Crew. I met Scratch Master L. I actually did a project with Scratch Master L that was on a 20-minute workout on the radio, man. And I got it on cassette somewhere. If I find it, I'm laminating it. From there, man, I started learning equipment. It was a guy by the name of Rob the Repo Man. And he used to be down there, man, educating, man. I had my noting pad, man, and he was schooling us on production, and I got real heavy into the production thing, man. Sometime I would be at home, Q would call me, I'm stuck on this beat, man, can you come help me out? I'd go over there, man, and help him out on beats, man. I actually ended up producing a song by myself on a friend of mine. His name is Chris, God bless the dead, man. Chris Activist, man, did a song called Just Breezing. And I did that. I worked with, there's another young cat named Mighty McBoo. You remember McBoo?
Yeah, I talked to him.
I did a song with him, man. You would do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I was really, really, really behind the scenes. I'd be down there, man, and I might hit a little something on the keyboard on a song. Q used to be like, man, get on the drum set. I'd be down there, I'm cutting hair. Just doing a lot of stuff over EQ House, man, behind the scenes stuff.
Name some of the spots that was jumping back.
Back then, man, the Mad Hatter was jumping like crazy. It was a spot across the street from the Mad Hatter called the City Lights. You remember the City Lights?
Yes, sir.
Man, City Lights used to be jumping, man. Vales on 105.
Original.
Yeah, Vales on 105, man. Then they moved the Vales on the Circle. We used to do a lot of that stuff, man. I used to ride with EQ and Mixmaster Quick. That was another guy, man, that schooled me a lot to the production game. He used to be down there, man, doing it, man, and schooling. I was soaking up a lot of knowledge, man. Quick showed me a lot. Rob the Repo Man showed me a lot as far as the production thing, man. I was actually down in the basement, and Quick was like, check this beat out, man, and it actually turned out to be the classic that everybody know as Ready Rocks, man, by the Brothers from the Struggle, man. I met my man Bees down there. It was a brother, what was the name of his group? It was called Built to Last. Built to Last, man. He's still a friend of mine today. He is a Cleveland legend, man. Bees Portier.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's a lot of history, man, that came through EQ's basement, man. I was just amazed that I remember him when he didn't have none of that equipment and he had a single turntable, man. And I was amazed at how he learned how to work all that stuff, man. I was just like, wow, this is crazy.
What year did EQ have this?
When I met EQ, had to be around, I met EQ in about 86 or 87. About 86, 87. And when he had that one turntable, we used to be down there trying to practice the Howie T scratch. Everybody used to call it the Howie T scratch. And he had that one turntable. He had a flanger and a mixer, man, and that was it. I remember asking him, I'm like, man, what is this foam? He's like, that's gonna be my record. That's gonna be for my recording booth, soundproof for my recording booth. And I'm like, wow, man. And I'm like, he making all this noise down. His mother, she didn't say a word, man. She was just the sweetest lady. Precious, and she called everybody Precious, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, that's pretty much a lot of. I was just around a lot of history, a lot of historic stuff that went down as far as Cleveland hip hop. Just being down the basement with EQ, man.
Miz when he was down
Yeah, hey, DJ Miz. I did a lot of stuff with Miz. We used to sit and dig in the crates and listen to stuff, and he used to do a lot of sampling. I used to cut his hair down there, man. Matter of fact, he ended up moving up here for a hot second, and I was going over his crib cutting his hair. He had a fish named Glock. I ain't know what the heck a Glock was. Shout out Philly. Yeah, shout out to Miz, man. Miz was cold on the turntables, man.
Yeah, Philly.
Miz was cold, man.
Speaking of turntables, tell us about your first set of turntables, the circumstances.
Man, my first set of turntables, man, was a pair of realistic turntables that were belt driven. I actually
just start that again. I'm sorry, I got the door
Oh
closed.
yeah. First pair of turntables, man, were realistic turntables from Radio Shack. Radio Shack, man, they were belt driven. We used to go downtown to get these Shure needles. We had a realistic mixer, realistic speakers, realistic mixer that had the amp built into it, that had this big knob on it, and the faders was up and down.
Up and down, no crossfader.
No crossfader, man. When I first got on a crossfader, man, I done lost my mind. I'm like, oh my God, I got a crossfader. You know what I'm saying? So actually, I never ever owned a pair of 1200s in my life. I was always with the cheap turntables, man. And then, like I said, I started getting into the production and whatnot, and then I started getting back into the DJ. But once I did that, technology had advanced a lot, where we was doing it with controllers and this, that, and the third. But yeah, that was it right there, man. For real.
Why do you think Cleveland hip hop documentary is even needed? Why do anybody even care about this?
Man, because it's a lot of history, man, that came through Cleveland, man. I mean, like I said, my man J. Cool, we were down once again, down EQ basement, when he came down here and told us that they got a record deal. I was like, man, you about to be a star, man. You about to be a star. I know a star, man. You know, and just all of that, man, and listening to club style. And I remember when MC Chill came out with a record, I just thought people who own records was huge, man. Like, damn, he a star. He got a record, man. He got a record on, and I used to affiliate stuff by the labels. You know, you had Enjoy, you had the Sugar Hill label, you had Profile, and he was on the Fever. Was it the Fever?
Yeah, Fever.
And I was like, God, he on Fever, man. That's huge, man. So you know.
It turned out too, man. He was, as he brought it up in here, he was the only non-New Yorker that was on Fever.
That was on Fever, man.
Like,
He just.
That's history.
Yeah,
though.
man.
A Cleveland dude was
Yeah.
the first non-New Yorker on a deal.
Man, how
on a
crazy
rap
is that,
record
man?
deal.
That's crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? They do need to hear this.
Cochise, man, just listening to Cochise, man. He was one of the first people on club style, man, that I heard, as far as DJ, that I heard rapping. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I remember hearing Chill and all them, but I remember Cochise was the one that used to be DJing that I heard rapping, man. I used to listen to his rap, man, and learn it word for word, because he used to say Virgo in it, and I'm a Virgo, and he was a Virgo. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's a lot of Cleveland hip hop history that I was around, man. It just amazes me, because I didn't realize how historic it was at that time. I just recently seen Chuck D, and he was talking about how Cleveland was known for freestyling. He was like, man, I forgot who he said. He's like, but Cleveland was the really smooth. Okay.
Smooth,
Really. And he was like, man, and he was talking about how Cleveland was like one of the cities that actually used to break PE's records. So he was like, he said he wanted to make sure no matter where they went, he wanted to go where they broke the records at. And he said Cleveland was one of those cities, man. And he had to make sure I go and show love to the city that show love to us. You know what I'm saying? He's like he said, so Cleveland was really one of the first cities to really get that Yo Bum Rush the show and break it like that. And I was like amazed, man. I was just amazed when I met Chuck D anyway. I was like a bucket list right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, wow, man. And oh, man, Cleveland, he cooler than a fan in the wintertime. Y'all, man. And he was real cool, down to earth, man. Went to from just to meeting him and then ended up having lunch with him. You know what I mean? It was just, it was incredible, man. It was incredible, man. But it's a lot of stuff that people need to hear as far as the history of Cleveland hip hop, man. You know, even just later on with Bone Thugs, man, that's major, man. These guys want a Grammy, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? These guys want a Grammy, man. But it's huge, man. It's huge, and people need to know that, and I think it's real important.
What you currently doing? You still going? You go from back in the day to current. What are you currently?
Oh, currently right now, man, I'm all over the place, man. I'm all over the place like the sky. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing my DJ thing, man. I'm still. Hey man, you know hey, no doubt, man. I'm a stickler for creativity, man. I'm a stickler for creativity. Anybody could put two records and blend them together and push record, man. And I'm not one of them guys. I like Jay say, man, you make the records talk. I like to put words together and make sentences from different songs and make them talk. I'm a stickler for creativity, man. I like to do that.
Cleveland can blend records.
Yeah. Like my man said this the other day, Shiny Shine. He said anybody could put on I'm a Hoe and blend it with DJ Innovator. They got the same BPMs, and you can, you know, a caveman could do it. But dude, you got to get in your pocket and get in your groove, man. And I think the thing, you should have something that sets you apart from other people. Somebody be like, man, did you hear that one when he mixed such and such with such and such? Oh my God! And then when he did this and that, you know, I like that, and I get a good feeling inside when somebody says that to me about one of my mixtapes or something that I did. You know, and it's like, you know, anytime somebody does that, man, it immediately takes me back to when I was creating. And I'm like, dang, I don't think about how somebody might feel when they hear this. I just know how I feel in my heart while I'm doing it. And it make me feel good that somebody else feeling it like I was feeling it when I was doing it. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, I'm a stickler for creativity, man. So I'm doing that, and you know, a lot of people, it's in high demand. A lot of people always ask me, "You putting something new out? You putting something new out?" And I'm like, I'm working on it. I'm busy. You know what I mean? So that's one of my things, man. I'm still DJing. I'm for hire. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. You know? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every city has a story. This is Cleveland.
Dig that, man. Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run. You hear me? Dig that. Like my man Catherine C say, what city are we from? Cleveland. You already know what it is. Dig that. Dig that.
There it is. That's it.
That's it.
My man.
You good? All right.
Appreciate it. Hope I ain't disappoint.
Oh, you killed it.